Okay, so the next session coming up is going to be our Euroleague basketball. So I can see we already have Luca. Luca Scafati is Director of Business Operations at Euroleague Basketball, and he's being joined. I'm actually quite glad Una's not already, because I'm probably going to put, I may need your assistance with the pronunciation, Luca. Is it Una Marija Jurkstaite? I'm sure I've got that completely and utterly wrong. But Una is Chief Business Officer for Zalgiris Kaunas, and I'm sure I've said that wrong as well. But I'm hopeful Una can correct my awful pronunciation. And lastly, but not least, we have going to be having Robin Gollbach, who's Head of Business Development at FC Bayern, joining us in the very near future. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Katy, and thanks for inviting us today to this conference. It's a great pleasure for us. I will start with a very brief introduction and our key takeaways from the pandemic, and then I will really leave the floor to both Una and Robin, which are the real protagonists of today. Una's Chief Business Officer of Zalgiris Kaunas, and Robin is Head of Business Development at FC Bayern Munich, and they are two of the clubs that really set high standards in terms of try to keep fans engaged in this challenging time for everyone. So yeah, just an introduction. First of all, I want to say that from Euroleague basketball, we were among the first professional league worldwide to decide to suspend our competition last year. Actually, 1 year. It was 12th of March. So 1 year has passed since that time, but we wanted to really prioritize the health and safety of our players, club staff, and all stakeholders, including fans, obviously. But the very next day, we started to work on how to resume in the safest and most efficient way. So starting conversation with stakeholders, clubs, players, and all commercial partners. That in any case, they've shown great commitment since then. But unfortunately, in June 2020, we had to cancel the season. There was a big disappointment for all of us because it was a record-breaking season. We had a lot of growth, both in fan interest, in TV audience, 15% more TV audience compared to the year before. We had double-digit growth in digital platforms. And talking about ticketing, we have a 12% growth in attendance across the board. Actually, we were very close to break, the projections said that we were very close to break the wall of the 9,000 people per game across the board. So but with that said, we considered that the most important thing at that time was to stop and duly plan for this season, for the 2021 season, which is projected to start on September 30 last year, and we did it. And we did it because we started on time, and we took the summer to prepare ourselves for this new season. On the sports side, we have developed a health and safety protocol, to set out all the requirements for players and game operation people, to play games in a safe way. But what is our concern? We have prepared on the business side. We have developed a series of initiatives. One of those is the development of the pandemic response guidelines, which is basically a set of standards and guidelines that will allow all clubs, both Euroleague and Eurocup clubs, to prepare themselves to welcome back fans in the arena in the most efficient way as it becomes possible. The pandemic response guidelines, they tackle two main aspects: fear and money, because we know that now, hopefully, when people will be back to the arena, they want to be reassured that the arena and the clubs have taken all the measures, have all the measures in place in order to ensure a safe environment. And when talking about money, we want to be ready and prepared to offer to our fans the possibility of enjoying the experience and paying and spending money for that experience according to what they really consume. Going because, just an example, probably we will see in the future that what we call the season tickets. I don't know if we can still talk about season ticket in the future, because season tickets is paying a lump sum of money at the beginning, and then hopefully they can attend all games that season. But we'll see the new generation, what they like to do is try to buy or paying for kind of subscription like the Netflix model or the Spotify model, right? So they pay per month. We want to give flexibility for them to really buy the products. So we are trying to tackle all these aspects of the experience. And going back to the pandemic response guidelines, we tackle arena access and scheduling. So talking about staggered entrance, we're talking about testing on circulation management, we're talking about a dedicated arena sanitation protocols, as every business is doing and will do now in the future. We have prioritized the use of technology also in any aspect of the experience. For example, we asked our clubs to try to adopt cashless payment across the concessions. And everything was I would say the red line to that the kind of support all of this is the communication. So we wanted to be clear with our fans, wanted to be clear with our stakeholders, and tell them, guys, we're working for you, we're working for ensuring a safe and an excellent environment when you're back. And what our clubs have done is obviously each one of them has prepared protocols, and they have talked with the authorities and presented new ways of welcoming fans at the arena. Last but not least, before leaving the baton to my colleagues here, what we have tried to do also is try to alleviate some losses. In agreement with the club, we have, for example, allow to new advertising assets and sponsoring advertising asset. For example, we created additional court signage specific for this season. We have included a second LED ring. We have introduced elements like fans face cardboard, so merchandise to display on the stands. We have created additional advertising position within the TV, broadcasting, and digital platforms. And we have, for example, started to evaluate digital platforms' value and how we could package league and club digital rights, right? So we have tried, from the league standpoint, we tried to do everything we could in order to support clubs' business, which is basically our daily job. But as I said before, the most important thing is that Euroleague clubs have started to be even more innovative. And more innovating when developing actions I aimed at keeping fans and commercial partners engaged and looking for new revenue streams. So as I said before, here Une and Robin have led the way. So I will pass on the baton to them and in order to hear more about the specific initiative. So Une, I'm talking to you now. Can you give your view and what your club have specifically done in order to manage this suspension of the competition? And what have you done with your fans and ticket holders from the beginning?
Sure. Hi, everyone. So yeah, actually the last event we had with full capacity was around this time last year, so a year ago. And when the quarantine started and the situation got really tense, we had 4 fully sold out games that we had to cancel. So we had to refund and of course we also had to estimate the value that we couldn't deliver to season ticket holders. So it was quite a challenge. We estimated that around 25% of the season ticket we haven't delivered. So we offered them free solutions, free choices. We offered them to keep the remaining amount for the next season and to use that as a discount for their next season ticket. Then we offer to leave that remaining amount as a donation for the club. And the third solution was to request for a full refund, so to get their money into their bank accounts. And the result that we had is 55% of the season ticket holders decided to keep it for their next season. Then 25% decided to leave it as a donation for us, for the club, and 20% decided to get full refund and get their money back. So of course, the whole situation was tense for a club because in our particular club, our income from ticketing, from partnerships, is really important because it makes 60% of our total budget of the club. So of course, that was very negative consequences for us, and we were forced to come up with new ideas that I think we will talk later. And about partnerships and commercial partners, I think we did quite a good job there. What we did, of course, we started talking with everyone and we started offering a digital positioning, digital positions to replace the positions that we can't give them anymore because we don't have events. And I think that was quite successful. Over summer, we renewed our contracts and we managed to keep 86% of the income from our commercial partners. So I think that was quite good for us.
Thanks, Sune. And just to, for everyone to know, Zalgiris Kaunas, which is represented by, yeah. I would say that Zalgiris today, last year when they had to stop, I think they first of all they were leading the league in terms of attendance, and they were averaging around 14,600 people at the arena. So it was quite challenging for them to kind of provide a response to all these people that were at that time. Robbie, you had quite similar initiatives, right? Towards your fans. What did you do?
Yeah. So first of all, hi everyone, and thanks for having me here on behalf of Bayern Munich Basketball. Thanks, Katie. Thanks, Luca. And yeah, as said, I think there's kind of similar situation for most of the sports clubs here. Maybe with one decisive difference that we, at least from a competition level, the domestic German basketball Bundesliga managed to organize a so-called Final 8 tournament. So we finished our season. We just changed the sports format domestically, and but still without spectators. So obviously we had the same issues with ticketing, the single game ticket holders, season ticket holders as well. But given that situation, this was huge for us in terms of partners, definitely. So overall, first of all, we cannot mention it often enough, is that we had incredible support by our fans and our partners. So it was definitely great having this chance of hosting this Final 8 tournament, still without spectators, which is a catastrophe, obviously. But it helped us in terms of, giving our partners an opportunity of having compensation rights, new rights, and so on. So this was very important for us. And as well as, yeah, as said, as creating new rides, for example, like with our car partner Audi, we created together a so-called Audi Urban Cinema as a drive-in theater for our fans, having the chance to follow our team, from inside of the car and watching it, but kind of having this totally new experience. But just to give or stating an example, how with, you mentioned innovation or innovative thinking, Luca, at the beginning, right? So we were really lucky to have partners who were ready in such a short time to develop new ideas for our fans. And as for our fans and season ticket holders, single game ticket holders, this is how we distinguished it, right? So same situation as Una has already explained before. We had, for example, a great game against Fenerbahce Istanbul upcoming, always a great game here in Munich, sold out, great Turkish community supporting the team, which was definitely tough. And we had the playoffs, definitely the domestic playoffs in front of us. So, but really, really interesting to see that within our refunding campaign and offering different options, I think Une mentioned the pretty obvious ones. We did the same, but at the same time, we connected the option to totally waive your right to get refunded by an automatic donation for local hospitals here in Munich and around. So we would not get 100% of the money back or leave it in our deposits, so to say. But we declared, okay, we will 25% of that amount, we're gonna donate it. So so connecting this to our CSR program was, in our opinion, maybe key, tough to evaluate afterwards, but it's really great to see that in our case, 50% of our season ticket holders waived their rights to get refunded. And interestingly, also the single game ticket holders, where you might say, okay, not that much within a emotional connection to the club, even 20% of them said, okay, leave the money where it is and do something good with it, at least with part of it. So in the end, we were happy to donate around 60,000 euros for these social programs here in and around Munich, showing great proof actually that the community really helped. And don't want to say that we need something like this another time to have this proof, but being optimistic about the situation retrospectively, then I'd say, okay, it's great to see how the community here in and around Munich works.
Thanks, Robin. And I want to restate again, one of the most important point was that FC Bayern Munich basketball and Zalgiris Kaunas here, but you know, most of the clubs kept a high level of communication with all fans. One of our first priority was, you know, to give back the trust that our ticket holders were you know, putting in us across all the years. So we wanted to give back, and what Robin and Un explained goes in that line. Now moving on to, you know, this season, the 2021, Robin, I'll stay with you. How did you manage to, you know, to start a ticket sales operation? Or to, you know, I remember, you know, in some countries we were allowed to sell some tickets. In the summer, we didn't know if we had the possibility to have funds or not. So what did you do at that time, and you know, with these challenges?
Yeah, honestly, we experienced this season, or at least post-season, so to speak, summer 21, more challenging than the prior season, right? Because the decision was clear. The last home game, March 4, then okay, Euroleague canceled, okay, then domestic league, find a solution here. And that's it. That's easy to communicate to fans after doing all calculations and options, communication, okay. But the biggest challenge was uncertainty, definitely. But I think nothing exclusive only for the German market. So probably for most of the markets here, and always, let's say, being ready to start within a few days. And then what does starting mean? So what are the requirements by the local authorities? So how many % of spectators are allowed to host? So what does that mean for your seat map? What does that mean for your ticket system? What does that mean for your customer and fan communication? So I definitely experienced it way more challenging. And for example, we decided not to bill our season ticket holders until the situation is clear. And in our case, unfortunately, we were not allowed to host any percentage of spectators so far this season. And but we still felt, let's say, commitment by our highly emotionally involved fans. And luckily, then our team started the season really, really well, especially on an international level. So what a pity that they are playing it that good in this year. And then it was kind of an anniversary season. It still is for us. It's 10 years. Bayern basketball is back in professional first Bundesliga here in Germany, and then it's his 10th season in our arena and all that. So in the end, we started to prolong our kind of refunding campaign in the last season, ticketing, generally speaking about ticketing, and offered a so-called together season ticket and said like, okay, get some benefits, but obviously not the real benefit to attend a game. And by that, you give us the permission to still bill you. And interesting for us to see that, again, here 15% agreed and said like, okay, yeah, I'm not quite sure whether there's any chance to attend any game, but yeah, I want to still support. And that showed us again, I think it's easier, you know, if there's an amount of money you already paid, then you could ask to waive your rights for getting refunded. I think it's easier to say like, okay, keep the money, instead of, okay, you got the permission to pay me again, to bill me again, without knowing what's going to happen. So yeah, again, very, very challenging, but once again, really interesting to see and experience the connection to your fans.
Thanks, Robin. And Une, I remember actually I came to Lithuania in September, back in September, and you had the possibility to have fans at the arena, one each every other seat, if I remember well. So you had few games beginning of the season with fans, but you decided not to sell season ticket at the time, right? How did you do?
Yeah, that is right. So actually, same situation, of course, as Robin explained. We had a lot of uncertainty in summertime. We were preparing for the new season, and we knew that we can't forecast or we can't guess the future precisely. No one can, probably, right? So our strategy was that, well, okay, what we can do is we can prepare for different scenarios, and then we can think on, in case of each scenario, what do we do? So this gave us a lot of confidence for our, our inner team, because it's very stressful when you are not sure what's going to happen and what you're going to do next and how you will deal with those changes. And as Robin said, sometimes you have to change everything very quickly in a couple of days to, use your chance. So we did this exercise of every department in the organization. If this happens, what we do. If this happens, what we do. And we had the plan in place. And also the other very important thing is that we also have very transparent communication for our clients as well, because for us, we don't know, what's going to happen, clients as well. So we wanted to show them exactly the same scenarios, and we want to explain them what will that mean for them. And this will help us actually to avoid calls that we don't need to get, because when the quarantine started the first time, of course we all probably had a lot of calls, a lot of questions, and no one has enough patience, and we were not able to answer all the questions straight away. So we used the summer to actually prepare for situations like that, to put procedures, documentation in place, and actually to explain our clients what will happen. And the same thing with hospitality clients, with Skybox owners. We also talk with them about what can happen. And of course, they have a lot of jobs, because you pay rent for a Skybox monthly rent, right? And now suddenly we are not sure how many events we will have. We are not sure how many seats in the Skybox you will have, because you rent a certain amount of seats in your Skybox, and suddenly it's social distancing. Government keep changing their requirements. You have to take 1 seat. No, you have to take 2 seats. No, you have to take 3 seats. You can eat. No, you can't eat. So what we did, we introduced a flexible pricing for them. So basically, we introduced that we will charge by event. So basically, only after event happens. And also in the pricing, there is a certain amount that is non-burning amount. So it means that even if we are on complete lockdown and we don't have any events, we still know that we will have some income that is not very big, but it's still something. So that really helped us to keep our clients, so they knew that what we will do is fair for them. That was very, very important for us, to be very fair for our clients, because we want them to stay with us when we can't open again. And that really helped for us. And season tickets, we didn't sell season tickets, because we also learned a lesson that the system we have, and even the legal system in the country, is not made for selling a service that you can't provide in the end. So we have to refund if we can't provide the service. We just, even talking about donations, we had to ask people to actively, say their will to leave the donation for us. Otherwise, we have to refund them. And we are not prepared. We are not prepared to do that many refunds. The system is not prepared for that. So it requires a lot of resources of ours, a lot of energy. So we did an estimations that actually it will be better for us and safer to sell single game tickets. Of course, what we did, we offer season ticket holders that we will allow them to buy tickets the first ones. It's better price. And we had a couple of games. We even had a capacity. At one point, we were still able to have up to 5,000 people in the arena. So, and I think that the game, when you were there, it was up to 5,000. And actually, it was quite well, because our seats are quite small and they are dark. So it felt like arena is quite full. But of course, people are, they feel tension, because you have to distance all the time. You have to wear a mask. We were not allowed to bring your drinks into the inside of the hall. So of course that damaged the overall experience of the game, and the emotion. That was our key selling points before pandemic. We had a strategy that we don't sell sport itself, we don't sell victories itself, but we sell the good time with friends, it's community, it's a sense of belonging, it's the whole experience, So for us, it was suddenly overnight, we don't have the product that we sell. Of course, what we were remained with was the community. So this is what we also work hard to give that sense that we are fair to them.
Yes, and then in November, you came up with a great idea to bring the experience at home, basically, since you could not offer the top experience at the arena. You decided, prompted by the challenges that you had with the pandemic, but you develop an initiative that I'm sure that will be or can be developed also when the pandemic is over, which is this virtual game experience. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So of course, when everything started, and as I explained, suddenly we don't have the product that we usually sell. What we did a brainstorm inside of the organization. So we brainstormed many ideas, and then we rated the ideas according to how many, what resources we will need, and what could be a return on investment. And we picked a couple of ideas, and during summer as well, we did similar things at every arena, drive-in cinema. We did open air event area, because we're very fortunate to be in a very beautiful position next to river. So we did open air area with lounges and with food court, and we were renting the hall for any amateur player to rent the hall with friends and play. So actually, because of that little brainstorm, we had more profitable summer than the summer before. So this is a good thing, that sometimes you just have to look for solutions that you didn't have to do before. And the other thing that we saw that we would like to do is that we have this amazing resource of huge fan base and very loyal and very loving, clients, fans. So we started to think what we can do with that, and what comes in mind is content monetization. So we wanted to offer something that we could make additional income, but also we could deliver some kind of value. So we decided that we could offer some content that would be valuable for our fan base. We looked into platforms that are there, and actually we couldn't find anything that we really wanted. We couldn't find a platform that has everything in it. We did manage to find and build some kind of solution that, but actually was not perfect because of technical side. We were limited by just 1,000 people able to join the virtual games. But so that turned out to be a nice test because people really liked it. So basically they had opportunity to purchase a ticket, virtual ticket, and what we had, so you log into the system, there's the same announcer who you would meet normally in the arena. He does all the emotional, presentation of the team, and they can chat in their chat, in separate group chat, and we did activations, quizzes, games, and all kind of things. So we saw that our fans liked the idea. And at the same time, actually started working with an IT partner. We found an IT partner that we could create a platform that wouldn't have those limitations. So at the same time, we started working on that. And actually, we already almost have it. We already start testing with our fans. And next week, we're planning to launch it and to offer similar thing, but it will be not a single game ticket, but it will be a subscription. So people will be able to choose one of the couple of plans for a certain amount of money, and they will be able to subscribe and get the content and join quizzes and watch live videos, watch live presentations, even when the games will come back to the arena. So we're planning to broadcast it there. And the platform we're making will be integratable to any app and any website. So we see that our little test this autumn worked out, and hope that we are on something that will be here and will stay here even when the arena will be full again.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, this transforming a limited capacity arena into a virtual arena that has no limit. So the potential is huge, and we think from the league perspective that is a great way to engage fans. We always talk about second screen and how to follow a basketball game from home in a different way, and this is a thing that is a great strategy in order to make the people live an experience that goes beyond the basketball game itself. And Robin, you did something similar. I mean, this is great because I was reading an article right yesterday saying that the pandemic gave us the possibility to basically change our mindset and going from offline to online quite quickly. People adapted very quickly to this change. And when I say people, it's not just people, but also organization, institution, or businesses overall, right? And the internet has supported this change, right? And Robin, yeah, you did something similar with a partner of yours, Audi, right?
Yeah. So thanks to our good exchange with Zalgiris and UNE, our stories sound quite similar. Yeah, but again, thanks to Audi, as you've mentioned, great partner again, and they immediately come up with that great idea to put a lot of effort, also financially, together with great work from our partnerships department, to virtually rebuild and reconstruct our Audi Dome into a virtual world. So really seat by seat. So you would enter it, have the foyer there, then you can would enter into the merchandise in the fan shop, then you enter the bowl, and you can even go down to the court and then do some free throws with your mouse. So yeah, great experience. We offered end of February again when we hosted Maccabi Tel Aviv at home. Maybe just briefly on difference to what Une said, we offered it for free for our fans, and offered content-wise let's say an exclusive and other pre-game show. So with interviews and all that, so quizzes, yeah, all that. And then once the game starts, tip-off, we offered a bench cam and all that. But once the game starts, it's more to be seen as a second screen opportunity, right? Because then you need to watch the game online as our fans are used to. So, but again, thanks to that integration, to that virtual world, we offered advertising space to other partners. And so this was a great, let's say, roundup to bring that, that on-site experience to the virtual world. But still, sadly, we have to say, this is great compensation. And we had, I think, 2,000 clicks on that game day, which was great in our opinion. But still, it's not, again, it's no real replacement for the real experience. So we're all hoping for it.
Thanks, Robin. Yes, and we fully agree. I mean, we need to go back offline. We need to go back to the arena, to the full arenas as we're used to, and from the league side and the club side, we know that we have to readapt a little bit and offer something to the fans that go beyond what they used to have. Because we all think that there will be pent-up demand, but we have to work on make first of all the arena a safe way, but also a safe place, but also a place in which people can do more than just watching a game. And it is something that we already were focusing on before the pandemic. What will be more than was something that will be required after the pandemic, because now with all these innovative things that we're doing, people will and how people is now used to stay home and consume content from home, now will be more difficult to get them out of the sofa, but we're proud that all our clubs are doing things that go beyond what is normally what you can see normally in a sport event. Kati, I think the time is over. We can stop here. I hope you enjoyed and all the people that were connected enjoyed this conversation, and happy to.
Yeah, that was a great session. Thank you to the three of you, and you're definitely trailblazers, both from the league point of view, and then you guys as clubs as well. So I'm really looking forward to 6 months' time.